Hey, welcome to the Dankest Dungeon. My name's Jason, and as we draw closer to the release of the Universes Beyond Warhammer 40k Commander Precon decks, some more previews have emerged. This time it's the front-facing commanders for the 3 decks that hadn't already been shown off. The Ruinous Powers deck already had its commander, Abaddon the Despoiler, previewed a while back. You can see what I had to say about that batch of previews here in the upper right. So moving along, for the Imperium Precon, the primary commander will be Inquisitor Greyfax. For the price of white, blue, black, and 1, you get a 3/3 human Inquisitor with Vigilance. She also has the ability Unquestionable Wisdom, which grants other creatures you control +1/+0 and gives them Vigilance as well. On top of that, she's on the hunt for Heresy. You can pay 1 and tap her to tap an opponent's creature and investigate. I do like this ability because the idea of her taking enemies hostage and interrogating them for clue tokens is just awesome. Giving all of your other creatures +1 attack and vigilance can obviously be pretty powerful in a weenie aggro or token generating deck. This is probably going to be Greyfax's main strength and will be where she sees the most play. Her second ability requires her to tap, so it's a little slower, but it could be clutch in tapping down a big blocker so your horde of humans can get in some damage. Greyfax seems like she could be a fun way to lead your humans in a battle, but she's not likely going to be making any huge waves in the commander meta. Next up is the leader of the Necron force, Zarak? Maybe just Zarak. Zarak the Silent King. He's a 3/4 Necron artifact creature with flying for black, and 1. My Will Be Done is his 1 ability, making it so that whenever he attacks, you mill the top 3 cards of your deck, and you may put an artifact creature or vehicle card from among those cards into your hand. Flavor-wise, I would have expected Zarak to be a beefier boy, because in 40k, him and his flying throne thing are savage as f***. But now that I think of it, I wouldn't actually be surprised if his throne is a vehicle card in his deck, and that would be pretty cool. He's just endlessly searching for it, 3 cards at a time. Moving on, I see 2 main problems with this guy. His singular ability requires him to attack, and he's 4 mana, so basically he's slow. At least he does have evasion with flying, so if he does stay on the board, he shouldn't have much trouble finding someone open to swing into. The second issue I have with him is that all he does is mill 3 cards and lets you grab 1 of 2 very specific card types to hand. Whiffing with this ability is very possible, and it will feel bad when you do. The card you grab also just goes to hand, not to play, so unfortunately the Silent King is just a card that generates really slow card advantage. Overall, I think Zarak is probably the least powerful of the commanders revealed. Sorry, Necron fans. But don't let my negativity here stop you from building your mono black vehicles deck. You do you, more power to you. The last card previewed will be leading the forces of the Tyrannid Swarm into battle, the good old Swarmlord. For the cost of green, blue, red, and 3, you get a 5/5 Tyrannid. But when it does hit the board, it will at least be a 7/7 because of its rapid regeneration ability, giving it 2 +1/+1 counters for each time it's been cast from the command zone this game. Being extra chunky is nice, but the Swarmlord's second ability is where the magic's at. Xenos Cunning makes it so whenever a creature you control with a counter on it dies, you draw a card. Card advantage is king in Magic, and I'm sure there are a ton of ways to get counters all over your creatures before you plop this big bug down, at which point you can choose to trade them in for new cards. You don't always want to be throwing away your precious creatures in battle or sacrificing them on altars, but luckily this ability isn't limited to non-token creatures. And as we all know, it often hurts a bit less to throw token creatures under the bus. I think in a vacuum, the Swarmlord is the most powerful commander here, because drawing cards is good, but none of them are really busted, and none of them are likely to take the commander world by storm. But that's okay, not everything's got to be busted. I'm digging the flavor and art on all these cards so far, and I can't wait to see more. That's it for today, everybody. Thanks for watching, and if you like this type of content, please do like and subscribe, and maybe even head over to our Patreon page. Until next time, peace.